Everything wrong with the George W. Bush administration from a libertarian perspective. George W. Bush's presidency was marked by numerous controversies and perceived failures, starting from his unexpected rise to power, which many argue was propelled by his cessation of alcoholism and privileged background. Bush's career before presidency included managing a baseball team and serving in political roles under his father's administration, leading to a lucrative investment and eventually the Texas governorship. His presidential term was characterized by an apparent lack of zeal for the role, fitting into a category of leaders who falter in crisis. Bush campaigned on being a compassionate conservative, a stance that challenged traditional Republican views on government's role, especially in education and healthcare. The No Child Left Behind Act, which aimed to overhaul education through federal intervention, ended up failing to meet its ambitious goals, despite significant federal spending. The Medicare Modernization Act expanded entitlements significantly, pushing the government to cover senior citizens' prescription drugs, a move criticized for its financial implications on future taxpayers. Bush also implemented substantial tax cuts, contributing to an increase in non-defense government spending, contrasting with his predecessors and marking a departure from the fiscal conservatism of the Republican Party. The 9/11 attacks dramatically shifted Bush's presidency, moving from domestic policy to global terrorism and reshaping his legacy. Bush's initial response to 9/11 demonstrated a rapid evolution from a security-ensured president to a wartime leader, utilizing the tragedy to unite the country under a broad definition of war against terror. The aftermath of 9/11 saw a suspension of American irreverence, especially towards the presidency, with a surge in patriotic correctness across entertainment and media. Bush frequently employed religious rhetoric to frame the global conflict, positioning the U.S. as a force of good empowered by divine support. The Bush administration quickly capitalized on 9/11 to launch military operations, first in Afghanistan and then controversially in Iraq, based on questionable intelligence about weapons of mass destruction. Critics argue Bush's decisions, particularly the Iraq War, were based on preemptive conclusions rather than careful intelligence assessment, leading to long-term consequences in the region. Overall, Bush's presidency is often critiqued for its domestic and foreign policies, which have sparked debates on governmental overreach, fiscal responsibility, and the ethics of military intervention.